What's up, enthusiasts? What's up, Frosty? What's up, Lita? See, Bia. Shout outs to you. If you're watching this on YouTube, on X, please float over to the YouTube. I'm gonna post a link right now on my X account so you can float over. But we on YouTube, that's where the lore lives. I know the lore, like the younger lore, seems to be moving around. And I'm still trying to figure out if I want to dance with that. I'm still trying to figure that part out, yo. I don't know yet. I'm trying to, trying to focus on my age group. And we're still on YouTube. We're still on X. This is where we built our identity in this reality called the internet. And bruh, who would have ever known, man? Who would have ever known this is where the internet would have taken us? To Zen world. Yo, let me know if my fan is too loud and I'll turn it off if it's a buzzkill. Let me know if the buzz is a buzzkill. But what's up, man? Make sure you hit the like button, repost, all that other good stuff. And yeah, let's go ahead. I guess we get into it. What's up, T-Law Fitness? I heard Crypto Audi King talk. He's confused about Zen and its role with X1. Maybe a discussion for today. I mean, people are going to be confused about Zen forever, bro. That's the thing. People will be confused about Zen forever. It's like part of the strategy, like you get these people who are confused and then they help make another side of the market. Today is June 5th, Thursday, middle of the week, beginning of the month, first week of the month. Man, shit is flying by. It's gonna be 2026 before we know it. And yeah, so I don't know. I think everything's still going great. I've been here for a long time. So for me, cryptocurrency's been a joke. There's only money to be made in meme coins. And meme coins you could do on your own. They're actually better to do on your own because when too many people know about them, they typically become lopsided. Then you're like, shit, like all these people, they're up in my memes. But yeah, I think the market is doing pretty all right. We called this already. We said, hey, it feels like, the game is ready, but it needs to explode. And it did not do that, right? That's Bitcoin. So our Father that art in heaven is Bitcoin for real. And it's just the way it is, this is it. Like people like Bitcoin. A lot of the consensus is on Bitcoin. So it does make a lot of sense for Bitcoin to get most of the attention and make the move. So if Bitcoin's going down, expect your favorite cryptocurrency to go down. It's just as simple as that. Now, decouplings, those kind of conversations are coming to the crypto space, right? Like, everybody wants to know, like, oh, well, what if, I've learned about XYZ technology and I think it's way better than Bitcoin and it should go up, right? But just to kick off the stream, if you know, Bitcoin's market cap is just way too big. It's way too big. Now, what it can do is maybe it can sell off and BTC dominance can go into what they call alt season, which I think is a classic. It's a very classic thing. CoinMarketCap is owned by Binance, by the way. Binance Alpha. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? We just over here at this point. But, that's why I like this one. My other favorite coin chart watching site thing is Live Coin Watch. Now, Live Coin Watch is awesome. This is the Zen base on Livecoin. See, on Zen base ETH is still up 8% versus ETH. Like in the ETH price, everything might be dumping, but We still up right here. None of that shit matters though. But let's look at the real market. Bitcoin. Right, Bitcoin's up, bro. Still up 46% since last year. So no one's really worried about what's happening with it. I just think that, again, it's pulling back to its moving averages and creating a market. And as long as it can hold its current news or whatever, then this will keep moving up. And then as it dumps, it'll move up closer and closer. And then hopefully you don't get like a death cross, but maybe you might get something. Well, we're on top of it right now. Pause. So if we look backwards, you can see usually when Bitcoin gets above this line, it tries not to return to it. This is the 200 moving average. When it did return, you know, it goes above it, it comes down it, right? This acts as support and resistance. Every piece away from it, I just think of that's the dark matter in the chart if you're trying to really find your position. But yeah, the 200 is the common consensus. So we're above it right now. What we want to see is Bitcoin get out of here, but there's a lot of sell pressure because Bitcoin's in a different world now. People need to wake up to this. Right? It's in the TradFi world. It's like gold now. People are trading their Bitcoins for paper, right? Everything's going to get lopsided for Bitcoin because of paper, but it's going to go up because it's turning into paper. So where does the ethos move? And this is why, again, if you're following crypto for real, you are looking at this setup here on Ethereum, fucking so much resistance from its 200, right? The fact we're at this stage, it just kind of lets you know like there's something happening overall. We also have Solana cooking. It just got rejected off of its 200. So again, Solana's trading in a really good range. Like anything, like I've been saying this, anything between this like $100, as we can see 105 being pretty much the static zone. But anything between that and 200 is like free Solana, because that's where they're keeping it. Like whoever believes in Solana, they're keeping their bets right in this range, and they're swinging it up and down. Like it gets a little bit up in some dark matter, and then it goes down, goes there, and it goes back. And it just recently got rejected because Solana is number 3, right? Truthfully, every coin leaderboard is going to show Solana at number 6. But if you're in crypto, you understand that truthfully, from the statistics, you can go over get the statistics on. Solana is actually the 3rd biggest blockchain ever. If anything, it's the biggest, but that's complicated to say because you have time versus data of, well, you just got pump fund. Like that whole Solana debacle shit about pump fund being able to raise $4 billion evaluation, and all they did was release shit coins, kind of just shows you how like idiotic most of the crypto space is. They're just toys. Like anybody on the opposite side of pump fund getting funding is a toy, in my opinion. Like what the fuck? Like they grow. I had posted of follow me on X, more world peace / more world peace. Oh, we can't see you? For real? Oh shit, y'all looking at me. My bad. Damn. How long was I doing that for? I forgot to look over. It's been a minute, huh? Oh well. Fuck it. This is where we are. Coin market cap. Bitcoin sucks. Solana's the best. But yeah, now I guess now you've heard the voice. So you see these 200 moving averages. Now again, I'm not a trader. I just like gas. I like cheap gas. So traders tend to give users cheap opportunities, and that seems to be where you can learn everything about crypto if you want to come to this layer. Okay, so you'll see here, this is the daily on Bitcoin Bitstamp, oldest running map you're going to find. You can see we're hovering above this 200-day moving average. It's at $95,000. So it does make sense for Bitcoin to become oversold, because the actual Bitcoin community, the people who are rooting for Bitcoin, are very bearish on it. I don't know why. Right. But it's just like, yeah, they keep getting confirmation. They throw in the trading shit. Fuck Bitcoin on all levels of fuck it. But it controls the market, because again, we can't win mind share unless we get a flag. And I think there's many flags, but I understand, like, you know, there's actually not many flags. It's just Bitcoin. That's why the market cap is so big, right? That's what I was pointing at before. On Bitcoin, you'll see that their market cap is at 2 trillion. Oop, is this it? No? Aha. Learning how to get quicker on the PC. But yeah, so on BTC, we got 2 trillion T. And then right below it, Ethereum, 305 B. So it's not even half. It's not even a quarter of Bitcoin's market cap. It's 100% experimental. That's what Ethereum is. It's a very experimental thing that's been happening for the last 10 years. And that's why I think it was pretty fucked up when the Bitcoiners had their ordinals and they told everybody on Ethereum. That was just an experiment for us to go back to Bitcoin. And ETH has never been the same since ordinals. Ordinals came out in 2013. 23. I don't know why I always want to say 2013. But 223. It's over here. Yeah, March. You can see here in this is actually kind of a funny one. So in March 23, February 23, that's when ordinals came out. And you can see that's when ETH got above its 200. It's right before that. But yeah, like I guess you could say it had bullish divergence on the RSI, because here it got flat. It sold down to the moving average. It bounced off of it, and that whole action played out right here on the RSI. So if you would have sold the top of the RSI and just waited till you came back to the bottom of the RSI and bought again, you would have been able to make a decision here and then do it again here when it all added up with the moving averages, because it's a social consensus, this stupid thing called price at this particular point in crypto. But this is back in 2023, right? When ordinals came out. I think ordinals maintained crypto for a second. But you see, ETH didn't move. That shit was just like, burn. And then out of nowhere, it picked up steam as we got a little bump from Bitcoin in 2023. You know how the story goes. Where is it at? Yeah. Let's see, 23 August, Bitcoin's below its 200. Then everybody leaves Ethereum, goes back into BTC, and then BTC roars. That's just how that shit goes. I hate that side of the town, I'm not on that side of town in crypto. I actually think these next generation coins like Solana, X1, I'll even throw in the Facebook coins, Aptos. I'm trying to find some other ones. That's what I really got to start doing, is more research on the module parallel blockchains, and start keeping tabs on like who's really trying to turn up in that specific area. Because again, IoT, Internet of Things, in my opinion, really can't get off the ground if we don't have a solid foundation of ledger, right? Ledger being blockchain. If the blockchain is not solid, there's no reason for anybody to even be here. And we're getting to the end of that discussion. Like, what is a blockchain? Like, we're at the end of that. Like, if you don't know how blocks are made, like, or me saying like parallel ledger is like word salad, like the game is so beyond like just even that conversation, because it's really about, again, putting it in your car. But how do you get it in a car? Like, that's the other question you got to ask after you're like, yo, we could put crypto in a car. So partnerships, industry, all that shit's being built out right now. And that's kind of where we are. But again, the blockchain part is fascinating. It's a good piece to have because that's free. You can learn how blockchains work and then really fine tune yourself to play the game maybe a little bit better. But if you're looking for the bag, bro, you should be looking at Solana because they have the top tier parallel chain. There's nobody else up there. Everybody else is looking old as fuck. Like, you look at the top 10, there's nothing on the top 10 like Solana, bro. It's so easy. It's right there. No shield. Number 6, but it's really number 3. And that's why I think it's telling a different story. You can actually see here on the daily, Solana sold off at its 200. I think that's telling us that they're trying to position the market somewhere, because you have Ethereum dancing on its 200. All right, and all markets move up with each other. But that's why I'm like, I think Bitcoin pulls back. So if Bitcoin pulls back, you're going to get Ethereum that's at a good place to pull back. And then you'll get Solana that's in a range, and it's not, and it's just going to go right back down to its range of $100. It'll get oversold on the RSI, and then people will have to make a decision again, like, oh, do I like Solana, blah, blah, blah. And this is the Solana loop that it can't break. It's so sad, but it is what it is. People don't give a fuck about the tech. But I'm rooting for Solana because, it's got the best tech stack in the top 10. It really brings IoT to the next level. And that's why they're getting funding to stay in the top 10. That's why they're burning cash to stay in the top 10. That's how I see Solana. They're burning cash. They're getting funding and investment to stay up here while time ticks, and hopefully investors move around. But soon paper will be laid is how I picture it, like real regulation, and it'll take out some of these coins because they just can't keep up. It costs too much money because of the way they release their project. It'll be better for, like, they'll be like doing the same thing, like they'll scramble and most likely have to get out of the old coin and into a new coin that follows regulation. Then what? Then what? The whole fucking crypto community industry from 2000, what the fuck, pissed off. They credits don't work no more. Dun 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 dun. What's cracking? Good. What up, Serious Punch Samson? I'm here with you too. What's up, Ark? We in the Ark. I was in the dark for half a second there. We in the dark. Nah, but that's my thesis right now on this crypto thing. I think XRP is gonna get washed out very soon. And this sounds weird, but if they can't acquire Circle, I think it's a wrap for them. I feel I'll be the final dagger in XRP. There has to be no better wood to the stake of Vampire than, like Coinbase winning Circle, which I do think Coinbase should win their bid on Circle. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know if there's any conflicts of interest. And again, I notice how like USDC is starting to fall out of its race for USDT right now. Now USDT, they're gonna have one of the hardest times, in my opinion, transitioning into paper state, because that's what's happening right now in front of our eyes. Who can actually transition with the matter, or like with their old content? Because the old content was not regulated, and now they want to play bigger games because their pools are so big. And the regulated players like a USDC, they can actually be rich. Like if you're in USDT, you can't actually be rich. You internet rich. Like you rich in the metaverse. You can never like take out the funds and like buy a Ferrari. Some places you can, like in Europe, but like in America, it's USDC because they designed it essentially. Way back in the day, if you remember Crypto Chico, I used to like watching that fool. He was cool. I don't know what he's up to, but he used to go in on the USDC when it first showed up because of how it was being brought to life. Like how USDC was brought to life is essentially designed. It is all designed for it to be where it is today. Like, I don't know if you saw where it is today, but like Circle's popping. They rang the bell at the stock exchange today. They're going, look at them. They got the banner. It's up. The internet financial system for global prosperity. Damn. They said, fuck Zen. Fuck X1. No, I'm just kidding. This guy, Jeremy. Now, remember, RWAs, we want them to be Lamborghinis. But in actuality, I also feel the same. It is most likely going to be a stable coin. And that's the one thing a stable coin can't do. You won't have a stable coin network. You're gonna have networks that harvest these stable coins, and it's gonna take, like if you have a lot of capital in real world, you might want to get into a stable coin. Like that shit is insane, bro. I didn't see that coming for stable coins. I thought we were just trying to peg it to one, and it's like, yo, the market's crashing. We need to go to one. That's how I seen stable coins, but I didn't know it was a brand. It was a flip. But yeah, this shit is 100% a flip. Look at Jeremy. He hyped. He about to become a billionaire. I forget how he got involved in Circle. Big ups to him though. He drove the boat. But that's not the fight, man. That is definitely not the fight. Circle, and again, USDC, that's what I'm saying. They're falling out of the top 10 because I really do think crypto's moving into a meme coin fascination, right? So the meme coins are going to come from like Solana. They're not going to come from like BNB because that's guarded in China. And it's got like old, you know what I'm saying? Again, it won't be following regulations, so it won't have ads. Like the ad, you'll be able to do an ad if you're on Solana type shit. But Solana also is a security. They're paying the fees, right? That's why an X1 has to exist the right way. So there is a Solana out there that doesn't have to pay the lawyer fees. that is 100% a fascinating argument. But yeah, Solana's paying the fees to stay up here. That's why people will invest into them and give them a little bit more so they can pay those fees. They know where this is going to head. You're going to need Solana to make these meme coins. And you're going to need Solana to make these contracts. They're programs. And the bigger your program is, the more money it costs to rent space on Solana for your program. So Solana itself is like a workhorse, fee machine. And that's good for crypto because that is hard economic. I don't know. I don't actually know what you call it because I'm not there. I just know that that's a good way to keep validators. Validators want to make money off fees. And when ETH birthed this ideology, because the fees on ETH were so huge that most validators didn't want to go to proof of stake because they knew that one, it meant that Ethereum was becoming like council or like foundation, like it's really going into the foundation's hands, and that all of their work is just gonna disappear essentially because now they're gonna stake it and that's it, right? There's nothing you could do about it. Same with Solana. Like Solana had to follow the ETH model, which is essentially control all of it, don't let anybody get in on it, and just provide them great tech and they'll pay you fees, and then that's how your validator makes money so that they keep the network up. They're incentivized. You can still do it on Ethereum, but you just need 32 ETH, They're trying to make it one Ethereum, which I think is very fascinating, but it's all about going backwards, and I don't know if Ethereum is designed to go backwards. Like, oh wow, you guys are like everything that Ethereum is so forward because it's linear, and that's the poetic piece of the Bitcoin and the Ethereum that most tourists in crypto miss. is that they're both linear. To change their state is to dramatically change their state, and that's to turn it around. Like, oh, we're gonna turn it around. Like, it's not really like that. That's why it takes so much time to put each piece into the puzzle. Eventually, there will be things like Solana, and I think these will dominate and erase this horror story we're in right now. But yeah, there will be a lot of module blockchains that will give us clarity on what is a blockchain, and that way the developer and the user can just, do business, whatever the business is. I don't know. You want to buy a shit coin, they got a shit coin to sell. And that's how you're going to run it left and right. But yeah, that's kind of how I'm seeing this right now. Hyperliquid coming in at number 12, still creeping. This the centralized exchange. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, when you look at this, all these coins are fucking old coins. You got the Tau trying to come up. I keep calling this one too, man. This is supposed to be module 2. I think it's a DAG. Which is cool. Damn, ETH Classic number 34. Some people would tell me look at ICP. Yeah, bro. But I don't know, man. That's some, like, again, if you're watching this channel, what I do is I relate XEN to the overall markets. So like you can see if the overall markets are dumping, of course XEN should be dumping too. We like fit right into the same narrative because we're building our own narrative. And what's funny is we keep having like, I think those are for the daily. Yeah, so on the daily, now we're doing some funny shit, but it's all right. There's no money in crypto anyway, so all you can do is stake XEN, make more XEN. And if people dump their XEN to take value, because they're just going to dump their ETH for fiat, so yeah, fuck them. XEN is helping exterminate or like extract the fake crypto user. Like, it's so funny. Because think about it, like that's what most people are going to do. They're going to sell their XEN back in the ETH, and then they're going to send it to the exchange to sell it back in the fiat. Like, I'm so done with crypto. This is in it. But yeah, XEN is controlled by the community. If the community decided they wanted to have a higher price token, they could totally put money into it, and it would probably start to head the opposite direction. You can see the math. There's this really cool website called XenPub. You can see everything about XEN here. Zen.pub. Shout out to Yosef. What up, Simple Waters? What it do? We're chilling. Chill Zen stream. The chill Zen stream. But again, what I think is gonna really happen in Zen world is people are gonna have to figure out where they want to start. And that's kind of like the beginning of the journey. And this will be here forever because it's immutable. The thing we don't know is like, will the chain be there forever? Will the contract be there forever? Because all these blockchains that XEN is on, they say they're permissionless, but we have totally seen them change their mind. And that's possible. You can fork XEN out of your main blockchain and create a new chain that has no XEN in it. Right? But that's the only way to get rid of XEN. You got to literally change the state or stop the contract. Like, press a button in your own system where you say, oh, you can't call that no more. Like, that is up to this point, no more calling that. So this is a fascinating thing, and it's going to be fascinating on X1 because we're going to learn about storage cost. And again, that's why I think it's really important to become a validator on X1, because if you know about like storage chains, these things do exist. Let's see if I type in storage here, if that gives me anything. All right, here we'll do Filecoin, and we'll see what they categorize that as. So like one of these is the Filecoin. Never heard of Filecoin. It's OG. Filecoin. Still at at a 1 billion market cap. What do they categorize this as? Smart contract platform storage. Yeah. Cloud hosting. Oh. Proof of space and time. That doesn't get any fucking stoner. SHA 256. But yeah, if you don't know about Filecoin, basically it's a storage token. Do they have their website here? I think they do. Yeah, right here. And this is kind of like what all the smart contracts, or what we are doing to Ethereum, is we're using Ethereum as a storage layer. But technically Ethereum is a transaction layer. But in order for Ethereum to have smart contracts, they got storage. And this is where they've been working backwards on how do we use this storage to our advantage, since there's so much of it, because now all these people created it, right? Or you're going to create it. So maybe there's a way to enhance storage in the future, because, you know, we see the patterns of how people are creating storage. So maybe we can do the blobs, right? That's like the next version of ETH, right? Layer 2 is the storage solution of Ethereum, in my opinion. They figured that part out now. Now they know how to connect mods on the outside, which now is going to probably bring a little bit more value back to Ethereum, because they actually have the smart contract and the infra set up for this. But again, that's 2 in 1, and that's really not mass adoption, right? That's like putting a turbo on your car, and not, you like you could buy a car now with turbo on it. Like, why am I going to put a turbo on my car? I just go buy a car with a turbo on it. So this is why, again, I feel like even Filecoin, they had a great push, right? Filecoin is a decentralized storage network designed to store humanity's most important information. Now, Filecoin came out in 2017, and it's still relevant. It's ICO. This shit literally tells you it had an ICO, bro, for a whole month. They built a whole company off this shit, off the ICO. But again, Filecoin is following these principles. Oh wow, Filecoin's trying to go up again, because it hasn't seen the day of light since the last bull run. It's relevant though, because they actually do have concepts now, and these concepts are ways for, again, developers to build bigger ideas and use the block or leverage the blockchain as storage, so that you don't have to use KPIs and spend extra money for things that you can just leverage with an RPC, which again, in tech, it makes a lot of sense. Like, you're not going to get a lot of innovation if all website developers have to pay for access to certain tools, right? So blockchain is the biggest disruption ever, all the way down to storage. And again, Filecoin, they're like the DAO of the idea, right? So then this Distort is their other network that is the storage layer for Filecoin, most likely. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's like, oh, another fucking turbo on top of my turbo. It's like, bruh, we're going to build that shit directly into X1. And things like XEN help with this. So that's why I'm also leading back on the whole, like, I don't know if XEN stays around for real, because there's a possibility that people only buy it because they want to burn it. And I mean, Jack is kind of giving them the opportunity right now to make the decision. Like, what do you want to do? Like XEN is its own, and this is all facts. Like, I've been saying this, XEN is its own project that's finished. It released October 8th, 2022. It's finished. You can build on it. You can destroy it. You can do anything you want. You know, there's no owner. There's immutable code. And yeah, so it's just a coin. And the question again is, well, if it can't be just a coin, then yeah, I guess people will just dump it to zero while they go look for a coin that's just a coin. right? And now we're here almost 3 years later, the AMP, and it's been a hell of a ride. That's why I'm like, man, this ride is crazy because it's had so many up and downs, but the AMP is almost has 1,000 days ticked off of it. That's huge, right? And what's crazy is there's only 35 million G ranks made on Ethereum, where supposedly the XEN over here is valuable. Like, so the most valuable XEN seen the most resistance from the mindshare, and now it's it's trying to break down all-time lows. Really, that's why I'm like, yo, we need to get down here, sub 5 million, and boy, oh boy, is that a great time. But even right now, you can see XEN on the daily, it's below the 40, so you should know that you're buying blood at this point, and it can go lower because you're buying blood, and it would need to get oversold before there's a possibility it can turn around. Now, XEN hasn't been oversold on the daily. And let's see, when was the last time it was oversold? Haha. So the last time we got oversold was May 2024, but it really didn't happen until May 30th, and that's when there was no X1 chain. If you remember last year, everybody really gave up on XEN because they were like, oh, Jack is going to release X1 chain sometime in June. I forget what was happening last year, but sometime in June. And for some reason, the market makers set up the chart to paint it. You know, they want to paint that chart. And then we tried, as you can see here. XEN got as low as it could get. And then out of nowhere, it tried to go up. But it got knocked down. Because nobody was like fucking with it because there was no X1 chain. So this is where I feel like we got to go on this current trip, and why I'm like, oh yeah, it's probably gonna go lower, right? The people who have the coins are the ones that are hurt, so they got to sell for a loss, and that's just the way it goes. That's just the way it is. Because again, if you're really in XEN, you know that you should have a better strategy. I should say, like, your strategy should be futuristic. It shouldn't be present. Now, you should always stay cyber. You should never be in the present. Jot that down. Because yeah, what's happening right now is not real. Like, this is just, again, see, look at, I try to tell you again, like, I'm like, yo, this is the critical point where the community can take it up, but more than likely they'll probably take it down because you can't try. It's P versus P. It's player versus player. This is the type of shit you want. Chaos mode. It's pure chaos mode. Are you ready? I don't think a lot of people are ready. There's a lot of soft fudders, bro. They make it seem like they're super hard, but they live behind their PFP. They're not streaming on YouTube every single day. They're just behind their PF fucking P. I be chilling. Face. And the difference is I'm rooted in the peer, so I don't have to live in the fear, right? And this is where we gonna shine the hardest in the XEN thing. The minting formula is what controls supply, and they gave up a year ago. You can't just come and click a button, bitch, and make XEN appear. That doesn't exist. That's a fake thing. Click a button, and then there's some coins. So we're seeing it right now. All the tourists are gone. Look at this XEN shit. They was making hella XEN like, oh man, the gas is low. We're gonna burn all this XEN and dump XNT. Psych. Got psyched again. Got psyched again. And you know what's funny is again, XEN is purely a poker game. To go all in on XEN really is to understand the minting formula. If that shit can't click for you, you should not go all in. Like, if you can't look at the G rank and then look at the total supply and then look at the liquid versus total stake and instantly not see what's going on, like, you need to start with the white paper. Start with the white paper. We got the liquid supply here plateauing It's adding a trillion a day. We have X burner on Zen on Ethereum. So this is where it's this again. That's what I'm saying. It's up to you what you want to believe. Like most of the fudders are living behind PFPs. They can't, if they don't show their face, it's up to you for whatever you want to believe. Like I'm usually, once I see that shit, I'm like, oh, that person's not playing the game right. Now there are some pure confused people. Those ones are usually the ones showing their face. They're truly purely confused because they're not in the mix. They're doing a billion other things and they left Zen. And that's kind of where, again, the poker game comes in. I think, like, everyone is playing the same game. We all have Kendrick Lamar. We all got the same 24. And really just depends on where you want to put your attention. And there's a few people who've stayed in Zen every single day and kept it Zen all the way. Dodged all the other shit that was popping up, trying to take your energy essentially to be part of something that wasn't as pure as Zen. Those are usually the people crying the hardest, are the people who missed out because they went to go and dance with something else. So this is all poetic shit, bro. Shout out to OP Zen. We're getting a discount right now. I don't know who's doing it. We gotta see. Oh, here we go. Here's the culprit. Damn, somebody's DCAing out. That's hilarious. All their wallets. Yeah, let them leave. Let them leave. See, I mean, unless they have to pay a bill, and that's what's so funny. So what you're gonna see in Zen World, this is what I was thinking too. Let me see how every time this person sells, because it looks like they sell a lot. So the first of the month, there's going to be people who hold on to Zen because they're going to be gambling on the month. And if Zen doesn't perform, they can't afford to not have the money for the month. So they're going to sell the Zen. And that player will always be here. And they're going to have the biggest bag because they're the one with the highest risk. Beginning of the month. See, this seller has to sell because the price doesn't go up. And that's what's so funny about Jack. In this whole situation, it's like there's actually real people playing with their fucking money, gambling essentially. And if this is you and you're watching the channel, I'm not saying you're a gambler, but that's what it looks like. You know, I try my best not to do that. I had to do it this month on CBZen. I had to sell a little bit because, yeah, we didn't hit the candle, and I am getting to a point too with Zen where I'm like, yo, why am I holding this if the community really isn't gonna pump it up? Like, even I'm gonna have to capitulate a little bit, but it's gonna come on the first of the month because I only because I need it. And that's it's cool to see it too. Like, I'm instantly, this person probably only selling their OPs in because they need the actual value, which is Ethereum in the real world. But it opens up the floodgates for people who, you know, want to get in, and that's the salty taste of Zen. Is, you know, you don't want to get out, and you're gonna open the floor for a cheap price, and someone's going to step in. And if you don't have enough sell pressure to keep it down, then you're going to lose your space. So this is pretty interesting to watch. And that's fair launch shit right there. That's why the fair launch is what it's all about. Again, OP's in here. I'll show you the lines. That's what I was saying. I want to see it get low. Now, if it oversells right now, that's okay, because it's just more buy opportunity, but we want to see how low it can go. This one's going to really respond to Jack compared to CBZen. CBZen got hodlers. Like, that's what I mean. You could take $500 out of CBZen and it's probably going to flip back because of the inflation. Because also the market cap goes up as people mint coins, and people haven't caught on to that part yet. Fucking idiots. So like in CBZen, this is why it's pretty bullish. CBZen has the easiest access to inflation, so the market cap continuously goes up every day as people make new coins. So as soon as you sell and we bottom out like we are right now, it usually goes up because some people are gonna make coins and then it's just gonna fucking trail. And until those people come and dump the coins to average out the market cap, it's just gonna go up because liquidity or the supply is going up in the real world versus what's, you know, its value. So it's a very, very, very weird calculation here. And that's why I don't like selling CBZen, but I had to. and we're gonna get back into it. But yeah, Xenian should sell Zen at this point, so we can see. You know, that was another reason I was like, man, I need to be a real Xenian right now. I'm gonna sell some Zen too, but I'm not gonna sell it because I hate Zen, because it's. I'm gonna sell it for reason, and that reason will play a quantum position essentially, because again, I actually think people should be able to sell Zen and pay your bills. That sounds like a real crypto future. So like, if this person that's selling when they have to, because they got to keep their money, because they're obviously not trying to wreck themselves. They don't want to wreck the chart, so they're not selling a clip. You know, they're averaging out throughout the day, which is the smartest way to do it. So you know, again, you get the best average, and some people can buy the dip. That's what else is crazy about this right here. People can actually buy the dip, and you can DCA out, like as long as you don't clip it. Because if you clip it, you fuck yourself, and you really give somebody a dip, right? So it's a really crazy design. Yeah, there's only one ETH left. So if you need to get the fuck out of OP Zen, this guy's taking all the Ethereum. The next person to clip it is going to give like the world's best discount. The next person to clip it is going to give us the craziest discount on OP Zen. Who's going to do that shit? I know you need the bread. There's only one Ethereum left. If you need $2,000, you better sell that shit right now. Oh my goodness. This is not financial advice. This is not. This right here, this is math. There is only $2,000 left. So if you need $2,000, mathematically, it looks like you need to sell right now. I'm sorry. I like OP Zen a lot. So if you are going to sell shit, send me a DM so I can position myself, because I need to make sure I'm in position for that. Because that's the clip. That one is going to change everything. These next big sales are going to change everything. This is amazing. Damn. Zen needs CPR. What up, Dang? What up, Tekken? What up, Orlando? I've only minted OP Zen. When you buy it, do you buy it with Optimism or ETH Optimism? You buy it with ETH, Ethereum. The deepest pool for Optimism Zen is ETH. Yeah, I think that's the deepest pool. Ethereum. There is an OP Zen OP pool, but there's no liquidity. $23 worth of liquidity. Hey, Xburn. You also have, yeah, that's about it. Just utilities, but the biggest liquidity is going to be in ETH. And again, that's why I'm like, yo, OP Zen is a lesson, and people who don't want to wake up, they're going to be if you want to get burned right now, you're going to get burned because you're not in Optimism Zen. And I thank the Lord that you people forked Xburn on Optimism, because I would have never gone. I would have been in the boondies. I would have been on CBZen getting dunked on. Still getting dunked on. But I'm still dunking on fools over there. Don't get it twisted. We mining. I'm mining on CBZen. So that's where I'm dunk on you in about 500 days. In 500 days, I'll have my day on CBZen. But right now, I don't have the advantage, and that's the present, right? Like, be futuristic and Zen, and it'll come to you. But yeah, see on base, the G ranks are still cracking heavy. Calm down for these last 2 days, but it's still really heavy. Like 700,000 is a lot of fucking C ranks, dude. Like, that is a lot of C ranks, but it's crazy that I'm just like, that's normal now. Like, oh, it's normal. 700,000 C ranks is normal. Y'all niggas don't get it. Like, CBZen is the GOAT outside of the 1 amp. The 1 amp is like low IQ understanding. Like, oh, it's got 1 amp. You know, like that's like, you know, kindergarten understanding like of Zen. It has 1 amp. The inflation is garbage. if it burns, it instantly becomes deflationary. You create the coins at the cheapest price. You sell it for profit to people. I don't know, people that want it for something else. Maybe X1 chain. All right, so it's pretty hilarious. It doesn't have an established market. It's at the bottom. If people still see this thing as a value token, you know what I mean? Like, you have to think of it as valuable in order for you to sell it for $2,000 right now, in my opinion. I did everything but sell XEN on purpose because I have a position there, and it's been leaning more. Like, I've been leaning more into it than the CB position, because in CB, I have ranks. And ranks saved the day, because that means I have the same supply I have now, but in C ranks. So what's 500 days of waiting to get my 4 trillion back? You know, at a cheaper rate than I would buy it today. So today's value is today's value. And again, the thing that makes CBZen hard to sell, but it's something I understand, is this idea that when you sell at these bottoms, inflation increases the market cap. So it instantly gets ate up, and you got to do it smart. That's why you don't want to clip it. If you clip it, yeah, you can maybe, you know, cut the market cap in half. But as soon as people start minting the coins again, the market cap's going to go up, and you're going to lose your position from where you clipped it. So you're not winning in CBZen because you need to tell the stakers to stop staking, but they're going to not stop because it's the cheapest inflation. You can get 13 billion coins over here in one VMU for a long time. So all the burn points are the same. You're going to be able to get quite a bit of them from just minting CBZen. That's the strategy. That's why we're over there still. That's why it's goated. That's why it's still goated. Shit, by 2027, I'll be at the top of PZen holders. Rolando, you'll be the only PZen holder. But I don't know. If I was in Rolando's position, I'd probably sell my PZen. I'd probably take the Pulse chain, or I don't know. You got to ask yourself, do you want the burn points towards an X1 experience? Or do you want the reality, which is like Pulse chain's liquidity pool is hooked up to Ethereum, so you could get out back into ETH and be safe, you know, rather than holding on to the PZen, selling it to people who want to join the burn parties. And that's kind of where, again, if you're really the top holder, you know, don't sell now. Like, there's no buyers, that the real buyers right now. It's just all the leeching, all the little like, you know, wait for the buyers to show up, and then you'll have something to go with it. But again, I get it. Sometimes, you know, life calls and you need the cash, so you got to dash. It's crypto, baby. It's PV is nothing personal. You need the cash. You should take it. It's averaged in the quantum position that we all realize, damn, they really need to take the cash. You know, and then maybe you come back and catch the wave that you were looking for. But yeah, so none of the hands exchanged too with OPZen, with the whole X burner, because X burned OPZen, and then most of the Zen went back to burners, so they just kept burning it. So we're in a really different state than it was when it had this run. So and that's why right now, again, if you're dumping, I don't know how much money this person sold. Here, let's see how much they sold. And I'm sure there are these other accounts too, but this one seems to be the main one that went crazy today. So we'll just average it to $100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So $600, $700 maybe. Then there was another. Oh wait. Yeah, $700. And let's see. Then there was some other individual. Yeah, this wallet. So then this wallet showed up today. It took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So probably another, so like $2,000. So like $2,000 leaves the ecosystem because someone has to sell, right? And that's, yeah, you see, literally $2,000. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, yeah. Bitch, I could do math, but who cares? You know, that's just $2,000. We're at the bottom of the whole XEN thing. So you're selling to the people who are gonna nibble back, right? So instantly there's nibbling, like $20, $6. Every time you sell something, it's going to be eaten back up. And then the inflation from the tiny bits of staking or sellers and stakers that's also applying this market cap. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to see this market cap higher by the end of the day. On the hourly, I should say. Let me go to the hourly. Yeah, you see, it's over. It's like right now it's when you would buy OPs in, because it's just like extremely oversold because somebody had to get the fuck out. You know, you come in with your 2,000, you're going to make the price rip up. Because obviously that wasn't there before. And a $2,000 buy probably would bring us back up to like maybe 8 zeros and a 4. And then maybe somebody would show up and dump again. But then that's the cycle. Maybe a few days go by and OP's in. And then there's just $2,000 buyers. There's no more $2,000 sellers. In a fair, free economy, I could see that happening. And this only works on OPZen. It doesn't work on CBZen. Now on CBZen, you're really betting on Jack. You're not betting on Jack. I shouldn't say it like that. You're basically betting on the meta that Jack is wrong about what he's saying, and he's going to include XEN. So if you really think Jack is going to include XEN in X1 burn, and you don't think that he's saying that the burn is over and that the auctions aren't going to happen, if you actually think that that is all code, because he can't say that it's not, he's going to tell you it's not code either. So if you think it's code because it's unbelievable, right? If it's like that, bro, you probably want to get into CBZen, because this is where all the inflation lives. You can get it for a cheap price, and there's a lot of support because it's in Ethereum and on base chain, you know. And again, there's a lot of inflation from people creating G ranks, so the market cap is bound to just keep going up. Like it's just gonna keep going up, and until you do this shit, you really don't understand it. But we've seen it with XBurn. The market caps just go up. Damn, 108. While I talk about it. But like you'll see it here on the experiment called XBurn. When these fair crypto tokens start at 0 with no liquidity in the pool, they just go up, and then it gets really, really big, and then that's why it needs to go down, because it gets too overvalued. Eventually it finds a base, and then it just goes up again. Like this is XBurn on base. Every time it goes down, it goes up again. It goes down, it goes up again. It goes really down, and then it goes really up again. And then it goes down, and then it goes up again. It got really tight, and then it did it buck wild, because eventually it got to a point where it was like, oh, this maybe is a little too down. And one big buy and burn sent XBurn skyrocket. Everybody came sold down into the, you know, the CBZen. And what you're looking at right now is the market cap. So this market cap is rising even though it's falling. It's only falling because it gets too overvalued and it comes down. Never has it come in solid you see, it's like we had to price this whole bottom in, and eventually it's probably just going to get up out of here, because either no one makes XBurn, so it gives it the opportunity to get up out of here, or people catch on and they just buy it with their CBZen. So what I mean by the rotation is you can burn your XEN, get XBurn, sell it back into this pool, and then you can take that CBZen and burn it again. Now, what that action does is essentially you could get CBZen on both sides or XBurner on both sides to sell back into the pool by being a liquidity provider. Because now you can just take that XBurn, provide liquidity with some minted XEN, and you'll be getting fees to burn or sell to CBZen and burn again. And again, this cycle is eventually just going to create higher highs. It's like a well-oiled machine. It's just going to take time. On XBurn, on OPZen, it should be working faster But the thing is that nobody wants to burn their XEN, so the chart looks worse. Like, yeah, it's still, if you would say, if this is the bottom and it never gets back here, it only wicks here, then we can say the same thing here. Like, oh, look at $8K or $6,000 was the value bottom of XBurn on XEN. And then it hasn't gotten back down there because people keep burning Zen, and which burns XBurn, which inflates market cap. It's a wild ass machine that's going on over here. We got Polygon. They haven't caught on yet. As you can see on Polygon, oh yeah, people stop burning over here. There's a few people who are, but it's not enough individual burning. So this is the other part of the whole XBurn thing. You need to bring in more burners. If you don't bring in more burners, then it's just you and a few people, and then, you know, essentially it just becomes like a constant. You need new players to create random. So that's what's happening, in my opinion, on Polygon. It's just too many of the same burners. It's not enough different burners burning. Like they need more players. Does he have that here? How many people are burning? Nah. But yeah, you see like the $2,000 worth of Polygon burn. To me, that means there's not enough participants. So since there's not enough participants, it's just the same people dumping on each other. And now it's harder to go up because you guys are the floor. So if you keep dumping, it's just going to go down. You have to hodl the coins and let inflation work in your favor. You might take a L because it's, you know, you're holding it, but that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Look at ETH. This one is crazy because like no one is burning on Ethereum. Wow, XBurn on ETH looks crazy good. Look at that. Please send it lower. Let me shut the fuck up. The only holder. I ain't gonna sell or burn my Zen. Let me see where it takes me. Damn, take flight, bro. Make sure you hit the like button before you take flight. Lows. But yeah, so like looking at XBurn or burnzen.com on Ethereum, only 268 billion has been burned over here. And that's like not enough Zen. So even though the dollar amount seems like a lot, what we're seeing on base is if there's an excessive amount of Zen coins, you do want to kind of exterminate them because it helps the overall market cap. But now like on Ethereum, is literally suffering like the last hurrah. Like, yo, we finna see the bottom. Like, this is gonna be crazy. And I don't know how deep it gets type shit. Because no one's really making coins right now. Most of the coins come out in August. So in August, there's gonna be a lot of Zen inflation. So there'll be an opportunity for maybe new coins helping with the market cap, you know, expanding the supply. If people hold those coins, stake those coins, or burn those coins, you know, kind of give it that life. But if not, you know, again, it could just be down forever. But, you know, this is Jack Levin's baby. I don't think he'll make it down forever. But it is quite interesting to see how we can get there. Like, if you kind of understand what I'm saying now, like, there's an angle here to do something that's never been done before, which is actually create a token at 0. Now, those that know, they know. And that's what's sad, I guess, about the whole situation. Because if you don't know, you're like in the circle and everybody's like laughing at you because they're like, oh, you don't know? Like, we thought you knew, you know. But, you know, out of the frustration, you know, will come clarity. And that clarity will make a lot of sense on why you had to be frustrated, because maybe you're not ready for it. That's kind of how I think of things. Like, if I don't get something, I'm just not ready for it. There's a lesson to be learned here. And maybe some people need to see the worst chart that they've ever seen in their life, Because now this is like, again, we erased this little bump. We're in La La Land. These are some solid red candles. Now what we're looking at is, can this be 9 weeks down? I doubt it. Remember, if you've never lived through this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That was 8 weeks down. The one that was the hardest one was this one right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Doji gravestone candle to make sure that they put the stake in our heart after DXN. Man, shout out XENblocks. So XENblocks was born in the middle of this 9 week down theory. The only reason Zen turned around in 2023 was because the whales came in and tried to take the mind share and tell them that X1 was going to come out on the birthday of Zen. So it pumped into the birthday and then it sold right before Christmas. 'Cause that's just the cycles, I think, of human psychology. Like you'll gamble up into you got to be around your family, then you're gonna stop that shit. And I don't know how these magic moving average lines, bro, just like it's just crazy. But yeah, this all-time high in 2023, that was the DB Zen debacle. So we've been trying to recreate this moment for the longest time, but none of the narratives have been good. That's how I picture it. None of the narratives have been good. So now that we're really in what you could say is an all-time low, like I was saying all-time low was over here because this is just a wick. So now we're in solid candles at the bottom here. You can see again the weekly RSI is buzzing. Daily RSI wants to get oversold. Same with the 3-day. And the month is kind of fascinating because the month RSI is right below. So it's not creeping up. It's just underneath. So you know what I'm saying. If you don't know, you don't know. Then that's your fault. But Zen is 100% setting up for the most quantum leap anybody's ever experienced. And I feel like there's gonna be so many people on the wrong side. They're already on the wrong side because they speak from it. That's what you get to hear. You get to hear a lot of people speak confusion, and that shit is kind of weird. Like it's like you're a monk and you can just hear how confused they are and concerned, and it's like, damn, you just need to find Zen. Like you find the minting formula. That's all that you were supposed to find, bro. You weren't supposed to find anything more than this is the best way to create a coin in blockchain. The end. The rest is something else, right? Zen doesn't create a blockchain. A blockchain creates a blockchain. What the fuck? I don't know. A lot of idiots around. I might be the idiot though. Oh, yo, what's up, Downtown Clark? The Zenians would rather sit around and LARP and complain than burn. Yeah, they would rather do a lot of things. Here, you guys want to see my what do you call it? My website for mintzen.com. Here, I'll show it. I'll show it to you. Oh, well, hey. Hold on, let me find it. Where's my VS? Okay. Let me know if this shit gets too skippity dippity. All right, shit. All right. Y'all want to see this? Check it out. Mintzen.com. I haven't pushed it yet, but I got the shit set up. But yeah, man, there's a lot of Zenians that like to complain because, again, I feel like we enable it due to hold on, let me set this up. It's gonna set up real quick. But yeah, I think like we enable it because like we want them to have a voice. And that's like a psychology thing too in itself, because you want the opposition to have a voice because then they feel heard. And then that helps them get out what they were thinking, and then it also helps the person that's trying to design like understand where the opposition is really coming from. because they're really going to say it. But it is kind of on the designer to put you in the position to feel said opposition, to feel like you're on the opposite side of what you thought what was happening, you know? So I feel like that's all part of it. That is all part of it. So I think it's showing. Let me see. Yeah, cool. So like, this is mintzen.com right here. It's just going to be kind of cool. Let me move this over. I don't want the... Oh, whatever. Let me disable it. All right. So this is mintzen.com. Sovereign NFT minting. You know, your keys, your xeNFTs. It's automated batch minting. You get all power groups supported. There's like 3 different modes. Here, we'll launch the app. We'll jump into it. So it's not 100% finished just yet. Hopefully today I'll be able to finish my last little bits. There's some tinkering that I need to do. So I'm not going to go through the process right now. But essentially, what you do is you import your... Damn. Hold up. Okay. Yo, can you see me now? Can you see me? Let me know if you can see me. See, I haven't tapped in yet. The encoder, my encoder is going crazy. Sorry about that. I think it dropped out. Maybe it's back. Let me know. Okay. But yeah, so I think I'm back. I'm live. All right. So yeah, you'll have to click this button to like let it know that you saved it. Hold up. Man, I can't do it right now. It looks good though, huh? Yeah, I can't do it yet. I don't have the right settings for my shit right now. And it's dropping the frames hard. But you guys saw the little clip of it. That's mintzen.com is coming tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll have videos, tutorials on how to use it and shit. But it looks really good though, right? Been putting the 2 and 3 to on that shit. But yeah, what I think is happening is I'm running too much from the V's. It's using too much of my CPU while I'm streaming right now, so it's fucking it up. But yeah, I feel like mintzen.com is needed. We need more utility Zen products. You know, burnzen.com is one of these. ZenPub is one of these. ZenMon is one of these. We need more of this type of experience so people can manage and organize their portfolios. Now, when it comes down to the mindset, like we've been studying that for 3 years, basically. It really just depends on your experience. Again, these are gardens. You're supposed to land in them. Now, which one you want to take to the house is up to you. I'm in the XEN. The website that I just showed, that's going to be using XEN. It doesn't work on Ethereum. It's not going to work on Base just yet. There is a logic for this, and yeah, it's mainly just because I really want people to understand how to own their keys and not focus so much on like price. But again, eventually there will be an app you can download and get a full range of different experiences, and you know, we'll move it to the next level. Because that's what we should be doing in Zen World. We should be trying to do that. Building dApps on top of Zen is like placing ads on the Google search. what you're going to use to host your website. Oh, I mean, well, I use GoDaddy for the domain, but you use Versal for hosting. Use this site. You can use Git pages too, but Git pages are static, so they're not the best for crypto websites. Crypto websites, you want to deploy them on Versal. Like XEN is deployed on Versal, for instance, like XEN.network. So yeah, you want to use this. This is where it's at. Oh, they're about to do a Versal conference out here. That's actually going to probably be a sick ass conference. SHIP 2025. Oh, it's later this week or this month. Damn, $600. Woo. Free online. That's a fact. Damn, $600. These are all cash grabs, though. These things. But nah, there'd be real people speaking. There'd be real connections. But yeah, if you're going to make something, you got to understand what Versal is. It's the best place to land. Versal. Here, I'll drop the link in the chat. But I haven't pushed it yet. It's still on my computer. That's why it's all skippity dippity. Because I was trying to give you a sneak peek, but it's using way too much processing power. But it looks really good. That shit looks great. Forever skip. Hold on. My little computer. I'm killing it. Killing my computer out here, guys. I'm Saudi computer. But I just want to show the boys how the site works. Oh, wait, hold up. Okay, cool. Guys, you gotta see my face real quick. Oh, I'm trying to help the screen so there's not so many moving parts. This shit hating me. All right. So this is what it looks like. Now I got to fix, there's one more thing I got to fix, which is right here, this power group thing. It's like it's a little too out of the ordinary. So I'll probably end up getting rid of that part. But what it is essentially, well, there's two modes. There's rainbow mode and then there's ladder mode. Ladder mode, it allows you to create batch mints using start term, end term as pretty much the parameter on where you want to start. Like I want to, start on, 1 day terms and I want to go to 10-day terms. So it'll go from 1 to 10 days, and batch per term means how many numbers of NFTs you want per batch. So let's see if it's back. Damn. What is this saying? Consider do what? What should I consider to do, computer? Bro, my computer, it hates me. Hold on, we got to figure this out, man. Where's my encoder? Stream IO, output. Oh, is it because I'm live? I can't change it? That's crazy. All right, that's what it is. I'm sorry. Just wait. Bear with the frame drops right now. Bear with them. So you'll see here, it's going to tell you how many you're going to create. So you're going to create 50 NFTs. That's 6,400 VMUs total. And it's going to be, you're going to do 10 days. So then you would just hit automatic start leader, and then it would just start mining. And it's going to give you the NFTs. So here, I'll show you what happens. So we just hit automate the process. And then this is your little viewer, so you can view what's happening, and it'll tell you like your minting information right here. So hold on, let's see. Oh my god, this shit is disconnecting heavy. I didn't know it was gonna do this much damage to the stream. I apologize. It's almost finished. All right, there it goes. So you see here, now it says Rainbow Mint complete. So if I go to Optimism, I think this is the one I'm connected to, this wallet. So now if I go here, using the token ID, that's where I'll be able to see the rainbow. So like if I go all the way to the end of my xeNFTs now, I'll have a rainbow at the end of my list. I was trying to catch up because I got a lot now on this wallet. But that's like the whole, oh here, let me just stop the process. God damn. That shit taking it all out of my computer. Computer said, bruh, chill. All right, now it should work better. No, man, it's not you. It's me trying to play that game. Coding takes up a lot of processing power. But like now if I refresh my XEN network, because this is what else it does. So instead of me leveraging my own array of, like, that's what I mean. You can do anything you want to do in Zen. So hopefully this minzen.com comes off inspirational, or it teaches someone to think different. But like, this is what we have to work with. We can do cool things like this. Like now you'll see, like, I randomly have been doing this test wallet like over and over again. So I have these random moments where, you know, it just gets rainbow out of nowhere. But I also have been testing it where it does do the consecutive batches, puts it ahead of turn day. And yeah, I think this is going to be really cool. Now the thing is I have plans to really tokenize the website and make it, you know, so people feel, here it is. So one of them didn't make it on the next page, but there's the rainbow. So I have this concept where I want to make sure like this experience gets tokenized some way. And my thought is that like I can count token IDs. You know, maybe somebody sneaks in the future, but for you it'll be the way that it's like this. So there'll be a way to actually tell in the future how many rainbow ladders you made, and that shit might be some fair work. Because what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you trying to do as many fair rainbow ladders as you can do? Right? So should be fun. And this is super cheap. That's why I'm doing it on Optimism. So you'll see, like, if we go and look on the blockchain at these transactions. Let me bring up the blockchain. So here's the transaction. You should make a XeNFT that you can burn to get Zen. I was trying to do that. It's harder than I thought. Oh no, I've yeah, you just basically remix the XeNFT. But the thing is the XeNFT uses SVG, and that's the thing that I think is hard to keep sexy. Like, you're trying to keep that SVG sexy. It's gonna take some time, but I can see that in the future. But you can see here in the transaction, like, it did exactly what we wanted. It did the lowest GUI possible instead of what is on the surface. So we got the Zen mint under a penny, way under a penny too at that. So that's the way we want to see minting. I think, at least for me, I don't want to spend any money to get Zen. So OPZen is actually pretty cool because you can spend no money to make it, and it has value because for some reason people want to buy it because they're speculating on something, or there's a market. Like I'm saying, you can make a free market from these coins. So there is other people who are buying them to burn it for XBurn, for DBZen, for Phoenix. I mean, all the xeNFTs are gone now, so you can't burn for xeNFTs no more. But maybe more dApps come out, and again, if you're paying no money for your Zen, you're getting the best price. It's as simple as that. And that's why I don't want to mine just yet on base chain. We gonna move over there, so now you know. You're gonna see what happens on Optimism, and then when it comes out, like, okay, we're moving the Minter to base chain. Hopefully you position yourself the right way. Mostly it'd be about C ranks. So you want to get your ranks in now so that you can be behind all the inflation of ranks that are going to happen because of how easy it's going to be now to just click a button and mine Zen. But yeah, maybe people don't give a fuck. Maybe nobody mines Zen. maybe it's a total flop and it's just a product I get to show people like, yo, I shipped something, so like, don't call me not dev. I did it. I fucking did it. Right? Pump your C rank. I'm here to pump the C rank, guys. That's what I was sent to do in Zen World. Tree City West was sent to burn the Zen. I was sent to create the Zen. Together we are the yin and yang twins. Yeah, I was trying to make art on chain, not third-party host. That's the nuts and the most difficult part of the crack. Yeah, I mean, that's the storage thing too, though. You run into the storage problems. XEN solves that when we get there. But yeah, man, I'm going to sign out, and mintzen.com coming soon.